The intermediate trick, Say Your Prayers, option A, with the dog's head under the handler's arm held horizontally. Our objective is to develop the dog's capacity to place his front paws on your arm and then to lower his head under your arm and hold that pose for 3 seconds. The prerequisite is that your dog can reliably and confidently perform the starter trick, Paws on My Arm. The process for this trick follows very closely that for saying prayers under horizontal bar. If your dog has already started to learn that trick, he should readily adapt to placing his head under your horizontal arm. Start with a reminder of Paws on My Arm. You can stand, kneel, and/or bend. The dog can sit or stand, depending on his size and the height at which you present your arm. Take care where you position your arm. For most people, holding it close to you will give you greater strength and provide more stability for your dog. It's also important to consider the dog's position relative to your arm. If he is too upright or your arm is too high, he may not be able to comfortably reach his head back, down and under your arm. If he is too far away or your arm is too low, he may not be able to remain stable as he lowers his head. What is correct will be what works for you and your dog. Observe what your dog is telling you by the way he reacts to different positions, both yours and his. To progress, first reward your dog just over your arm, with his nose tipping down on your side of your arm. Once he is happy doing this, you can move quite quickly to delivering the reward under your arm. Effectively, you are luring him to bring his head under. Initially, reward more on his side under your arm. Then you can deliver the reward more on your side of your arm so that he stretches through. Rather than putting their head under your arm, some dogs may dip their head behind your arm. That is also acceptable. Once your dog is positioning his head, you can start to slow the rate of reward in order to develop duration. You can also wait for him to offer the position with his head under and then mark and reward. Also bear in mind that the location of your reward hand or your reward container can help your dog to maintain his position or hinder it by drawing his attention elsewhere. The next step is to wait for your dog to offer placing his head in position rather than luring him into position. Because of the recent reward history you have developed, this is likely to happen quite quickly. Now to pull together the key elements of this trick. For the setup, your dog will be in a sit or stand. You can stand or kneel, and you may bend. On your cue, the dog will place his paws on your arm and bow his head so that it's under your arm. He will then remain in that pose for 3 seconds. The judge will indicate when 3 seconds has elapsed. The dog will still be in the pose at that point. He will be released after the trick ends. Here are some examples of the intermediate trick, say your prayers for 3 seconds, with the dog's head under the handler's arm.